All right. Welcome, everybody. Celtics get a huge, much-needed win against the Charlotte Hornets as we're just getting set here for Celtics Postgame Live. Ian, take us through this game. This was one hell of a game.
Oh man, that was a fun game to watch. That was one of those games where it's one of those games where you can see what the full potential of this team can be
Right.
when they're all playing together. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum had a rough night shooting, but Josh Richardson came off the bench, played amazing. Marcus Smart played probably arguably his best game he's played all season. And it was a great game to watch. It was a close game. Terry Rozier had me nervous there at the end when he shot that three, and I thought it's like, oh no, here we go again. But no, he played great. He played great. That was an overall great win by the Celtics tonight.
It's kind of, look, the Celtics beat the first seed of Miami Heat in a great game. They did what they were supposed to do. The Miami Heat were shorthanded. We get it. We understand that. But the Celtics did what they were supposed to do. Now, to back that Miami went up, the Celtics had to get this win against the Charlotte Hornets, somebody who they've had a tough time against during the regular season. They go out and they play the way they needed to play. They actually had a few double-digit leads, but obviously we knew that wasn't going to last against the Charlotte Hornets because they have some real shot makers on this team. But the Celtics come out and win their 10th game in 14 tries, Ian, and I think that's what's promising, right? Not saying the Celtics have turned the corner completely, but as Seamus says, building blocks.
Definitely. Tonight was a building block for sure. And sorry, my mic stand broke. But yeah, tonight was for sure a very good game. Tonight was definitely a building block. I mean, tonight just made me realize there's no way the Celtics trade Marcus Smart this year.
Yeah.
There's no way. No way the Celtics can trade Marcus Smart after the game he put on tonight. Right. And the way he's been playing since he came off of his injury and since he had COVID. Like, Marcus Smart, he's playing his best basketball of the season right now, which is very encouraging to basically every Celtics fan. You know, it must kill Brad Stevens inside because you think, oh, maybe Marcus is the issue at the beginning of the year, and now trade deadline season, he's playing his best basketball. I mean, this is, I don't know, man. It's tough, but I completely forgot the question. I just started rambling, and it's been a while since I've been on here. So,
but this is exciting for us Celtics fans, and the Celtics seem to be winning games now when it matters most, right? Where we get off to such a bad start, and we sit here, Ian, and really quick, I want to pull up the standings. Unfortunately, I can't on screen. But I want to pull up the standings because this was a huge game standings-wise for the Celtics because Charlotte in 7th, Celtics just game and a half behind in 9th. Now the Celtics have pulled within a game, or I believe they pick up a full game. I don't think it was a half game. I think it was a full game. So
no, Celtics, they got a full game. Yeah,
they did get a full. So now, once the standings updates, the Celtics will only be half a game behind the Charlotte Hornets for that first play-in spot, which is 7th. But if we look ahead, and I don't want to get too crazy here, but the Celtics are going to be 5 games out of first and 2.5 games or 2 games out of Brooklyn and Milwaukee, which is 5 and 6. So Ian, as crappy as the Celtics season started, the Celtics aren't far off from being a playoff team. Can you believe that we're saying the Celtics are a playoff team? That they have the potential to be a playoff team, Ian. That is unheard of.
We can't do this, man. We can't do this again, man. I'm telling you, we cannot do this again.
I want to keep
for real though.
It's exciting. I want to keep it positive. I want to keep this show positive. Let's take a look at the player spotlight tonight. Tonight's player spotlight of the Celtics Talk Weekly. Josh Richardson off the bench. How about Jay Rich? Utah Jazz want Jay Rich and then Jay Rich. I want to stay here in Boston. What's going to make me stay here in Boston? How about I come out and I smack LaMelo Ball around, even though LaMelo had 40. Man. 23 points, 2 rebounds, a steal, a block, and assist, and 6 of 8 shooting from the perimeter and 30 minutes played off the bench for Josh Richardson. Something we saw tonight, Ian, was Ime Udoka went eight men deep tonight, only 3 off the bench. And, we saw Josh Richardson 23, Grant Williams with 12. Grant, first of all, he is a huge, huge piece to this team. And I don't see him I'm not saying he's untouchable, obviously, but he is a huge person to keep on this bench for the Celtics. Maybe even throw him in the starting lineup. That's a whole debate for a whole podcast episode. Dennis Schroeder tonight off the bench, 6 points, kind of quiet down. I think he's realizing, my time in Boston's coming to an end. I think I'll just ride it out and do what I have to do, and then what happens. But how about Josh Richardson tonight? Jay Rich, 6 of 8 from 3-point range. This was huge. I mean, if there was a game where he needed to step up, it was tonight in this Miami game, and he did exactly that.
Definitely, man. And I've loved Josh Richardson ever since he come to Boston. Even in beginning of the season, when on media day, when he did his interviews, he just felt like he wanted to be here. And really, that's all I want in players that play for the Celtics, really. They want to be here. They want to play for this team. They want to win with this team. Right. Josh Richardson, I mean, he had that game against the Knicks earlier in the year where I think he had 27 and he played amazing. I don't know. This is the best game I've seen Josh Richardson play in a long time. And it shows that we finally have depth on this bench that we've been talking about. The bench has been on and off. They've been inconsistent at times, but this is the depth that we thought we were getting with Josh Richardson. I mean, I hate to say this. He's a great asset at the moment. He's a great trade asset at the moment. I don't want them to trade him. Right. I want Josh Richardson to stay in Boston because he has a good relationship with Tatum and Brown. He plays hard. I love his defensive effort.
He got that extension as well. So he's definitely going to be on the team next year if he doesn't get traded.
He had such a good game tonight, and I don't know, man. It was fun to watch him out there because after he hit the first one, what was it? Was it the second quarter where he came out and he hit 3 in a row?
It was. He went 3 for 3. Yeah, in the early second quarter too.
That was insane. And I thought after the 3 for 3, I'm like, oh, he's gonna cool down after that. No, he just kept shooting. It was so much fun to watch, and I mean, this is the potential that Josh Richardson has, and I mean, it kind of makes you think do we make a move to where maybe we can contend in the East? But I mean, if you think about it in the long term, the East is kind of not as top heavy as it normally is. I mean, it's not really the Bulls and the Heat are good teams, but do you see the Bulls and the Heat as finals contenders? I personally don't see it in my opinion, but.
And you have to factor in neither of those teams have really played a lot of games with a healthy roster. I mean, even throw the Celtics in that mix, throw the Nets in that mix, you even throw the Bucks in that mix. The Eastern Conference, they really do have some heavy hitters. Actually, this is, in recent years, this is definitely the most talent in the Eastern Conference that we've seen in a while. But if you can't stay healthy, then, that can completely ruin your season, Ian. And I want to talk about this tonight because the Celtics actually, their offense tonight was phenomenal. Their turnovers, they were a little bit sloppy, but shooting-wise, 38%, nearly 40% from deep, 51 from field goal range, and then as well as 31 assists, three short of tying their season high in assists. 113 points on the Charlotte Hornets, who, they were missing Gordon Hayward, but they had everybody else. Celtics had everybody else. I mean, we're not going to talk about Bobo and Dozier, but this was a huge, legitimate win for the Boston Celtics. And the way that they shot, we saw during the game, Charlotte did a really, really, really good job of taking the lane away from Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, forcing them to kick it out. And I think that the driving kick is so crucial. And I broadcast at the high school level. I watch some college basketball. I watch NBA basketball. Driving and kicking, I can't stress it enough. Getting to the basket does you so many wonders. And if I was a coach, I would push nothing but cut. And that's exactly what the Celtics did tonight. Every time Celtics cut and Brown and Tatum ran into a trap in the paint, they were able to find the right guy out in the perimeter, that being Josh Richardson or Grant Williams. Even we saw Al Horford get hot in that third quarter, starting his second half off with 2 corner threes. That is so absolutely huge for the Celtics. And to see them play like this against the Charlotte Hornets just makes you smile. It puts a smile on your face. And then Ian, also, we'll talk about it. Celtics schedule here kind of eases up a little bit. They get the quick little weekend matchup of Friday. They face the Pistons, who are at the bottom of the East, as well as the Orlando Magic, who are also on the bottom of the Eastern Conference. Celtics are already 3 games above 500. Has a perfect opportunity to go over 5 games over 500. Ian.
Yeah, and I mean, we do play the Pistons and the Magic, and those are games we should win. But I'm not gonna count those as wins because you can never. And I mean, you can never guarantee a win when it comes with the Celtics. And then we play Brooklyn, who, I mean, they're a great team. Kyrie Irving won't be playing because it's a Brooklyn home game. And I think Kevin Durant is still out. So it's just going to be James Harden in the bench. The Celtics they can compete against a team like that, I'm assuming. Right. So the Celtics could be 6 games over 500 by the time we come back home and play the Nuggets on Friday. And I mean, this is kind of like the late season run that we were kind of thinking of where, maybe the Celtics do start off struggling. But when it comes to January and February, I don't know what it is, but the Celtics find something. Even last year. Or you can even say the year before that, before COVID. But, I mean, the Celtics seem to play their best basketball in February. And in, like, late January, early February, they seem to find themselves as a team. And that's going to be the most important thing. And with the East not really determined at the moment, the Celtics could make a run to where maybe they don't have to be a play-in team.
Right.
Maybe they could have a legit, spot in the playoffs, which would be insanely nice. But, I mean, the Celtics have a chance. They have a chance to improve their standings. And, I mean, it's something they really need to do because they're playing really well right now. At the moment, I'm excited to watch this team play.
I just, so many people who haven't followed the Celtics are like gonna look at us and go, "Why are these two so excited to be 3 games over 500?" It's like, well, we haven't experienced this before in 2 years. That's why we're so excited. But I really think the Celtics needed this. They really needed this. 10 of their last 14 games have won. They've been wins. Celtics have, first of all, this Heat and Hornets back to back. This was absolutely huge. I'm happy we swept them. This little 2-game homestand we had, but we really needed this so badly. Ian, we could have easily potentially went 0-2. But I love how the energy. I mean, this is a huge one. I bet you think the boys are in the weight room after tonight?
Oh, they're in the weight room. They gotta be. Hang on. Let me check Jason Tatum's Snapchat if he's in the weight room at the moment.
Oh boy.
I don't know. I don't think he's in the weight room yet, or maybe he hasn't looked at his phone in a minute. But I mean, they seem to be finding chemistry, and that's basically that wins games. I mean, I know this isn't basketball, but look at the Cincinnati Bengals. They have chemistry as a team. Right. And, chemistry can make up for lapses. Like, you can have weaknesses as a team. But if you have strong chemistry and strong cohesion as a team, you can make up for that. The Bengals don't have an offensive line. But they just made the Super Bowl because they have good chemistry on offense. And they have talent. The Celtics have talent. They have the talent to make a run. And I mean, it's really nice to see the fact that, they actually look like they want to play together out there.
I don't know. Like, this is so tough because what do you do now, right? Where 2 weeks ago, Brad Stevens, you're sitting in this big chair and Brad Stevens is like, I can do a lot with this team. I can do a lot. I can look for trades. I can cut some people. And then 2 weeks later, Brad Stevens is sitting here and like, well, now what do I do? All of a sudden, we're looking pretty good. what do we do? I think Dennis Schroeder is most certainly out the door. I really.
Oh yeah, he doesn't look like he wants to be in.
No, not at all. And I think a potential. See, the thing is with Ennis Freedom is I really like Ennis Freedom personally. I really like him. He's a great guy, but like I don't know if they'll keep him around, right? Because what does he do for the Celtics on court skillfully, other than get rebounds? What does he really do? He doesn't really do anything.
Isn't that great at that?
Right, and he's very wobbly on the and that's to say the least, on the pick and roll action on defense. And the Celtics, I put air quotes on identity because I don't know if that's what you can call it. That's what they say, but is it really an identity? Is defense this year. And his Canner is opposite of defense. He doesn't, and his Freedom rather is the opposite of defense. But at the same time, Ian, does Brad keep him around for like a morality type thing where keep the chemistry up? I mean, he's a very positive, energetic guy. I kind of think that's the whole reason why they brought him in the first place. I think they knew that this was going to be a weird year again. Do you think that kind of happens? Like I see Freedom, I see Schroeder package or both of them out the door. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Dennis Schroeder is gone. I think that's a given. I think Dennis Schroeder's gone. Ennis Freedom, I like his role at the moment. Just sit on the bench until garbage time. That's a good role for him, and I feel like that fits pretty well on this team at the moment. But honestly, at this point, I don't know what the Celtics do. Because, like you said, it was like not even a month ago where we were, we had no direction. We were literally just a 500 team, and it was just, straight.
I have breaking news.
What's up?
Miles Bridges just went on Twitter and says it should never take a doctor a quarter and a half to put 2 stitches in. That's cheating.
Oh, I just saw that.
Wow. Does Charlotte not have a doctor that goes with them?
Yeah, I thought every NBA team had their own doctor. Their athletic trainer.
I don't think that's the reason why the Hornets lost either. The Celtics were up double digits multiple times in that game. I think Charlotte shot themselves in the foot with some late turnovers as well. But that's interesting. I don't like when players make those comments because I really like Miles Bridges, but now I don't really like Miles Bridges.
He deleted it.
Did he?
Yeah, he just deleted it. I tried to look at the comments.
He's probably watching and was like, "Oh crap, I shouldn't have done that." Because a lot of famous people, Ian, do watch us. Brad Stevens watches us.
Oh yeah.
If you guys don't recall, I politely asked Brad Stevens to please clear Juancho Hernangomez's salary off of the Celtics. Next day, he traded him. And then we also wrote, free Aaron Nesmith. And then that game, this was back when we did pregame shows. That game, Aaron Nesmith played a lot of minutes. So Brad Stevens does watch. So go out and who do you target at the deadline? Who do you target if you're Brad Stevens? If you're going to go out and get somebody, who do you target? Isn't it hard because we're winning now? Doesn't it suck?
Because, I had plenty of options when we were losing, Also, I looked over our game log. This is actually the first time all season we've been 3 games over 500. That's hard to believe.
Celtics history.
But I looked at the game log of this season. This is the first time we're 3 games over 500. Anyway,
we're new men. We're new men. This is a milestone.
This is uncharted territory, everybody. This is uncharted territory.
I don't know how to handle myself. I'm excited, but this is a serious opportunity for the Celtics to really gain some grounds. As I said, as we take a look at our next game in Detroit. This is the first time in all season we faced Detroit, but this comes without saying we faced the Detroit Pistons 3 other times this month. So we're going to get to see these guys a lot. Despite that 12-38 record, and they have some really talented young guys on this team. Cade Cunningham, which is obviously, Cade Cunningham, right?
He's a star.
Potential Rookie of the Year candidate, or he is a Rookie of the Year candidate, potential award-winning Rookie of the Year candidate. Old friend Kelly Olynyk, which might not be a star, but we know Kelly Olynyk, he can have some really big games.
Game 7 Kelly.
Actually, Corey Joseph, who's their point guard on that team, which I think is a great veteran for that team. And Jeremy Grant, that goes without saying. Jeremy Grant, who's been linked to the Celtics.
I didn't even know Corey Joseph played for the Pistons. I thought he was still on the Wizards.
No,
I didn't even know he played for the Pistons.
He played. Yeah, and he's having a decent season. Good vet for them.
Can't forget about the Celtics killer, Sadiq Bey.
Oh, Sadiq Bey. Oh gosh, yeah, he is a Celtic killer. But I think that's gonna be a fun game. Have you seen Detroit's court? I think it's one of the coolest courts ever.
I don't think I have.
It's really cool.
I'll have to look it up. But...
I like it. It's their new court. I think it looks pretty cool, pretty stylish. I'm a stylish guy. I don't know. I like it. I can't wait. Celtics wearing their black jerseys on the court, which I think will fit in really well. But I don't know. I'm excited, Ian. This is the first time we've been over 500.
I know.
3 games over 500.
3 games over 500. But yeah, the Pistons are a good team. Well, no, they're not. But they can.
They have talent.
Play. Yeah, they have talent. That's what I meant to say. They have talent. Cade Cunningham is really good. Sadiq Bey, great shooter. They're a team.
Who's the one who fought LeBron? Isaiah Stewart.
Isaiah Stewart.
Yeah, him.
He's pretty good. He's good. Yeah. He's been on my fantasy team. He's pretty solid. So, but yeah, the Pistons. But this could be a trap game for the Celtics. I heard on the broadcast, Scal was saying that Jaylen Brown is kind of making sure the Celtics stay focused. Don't get too high, don't get too low when you win or lose games. So
I don't want to talk about anything that was any news about this morning, by the way, about Jaylen Brown. I don't want to.
Oh yeah, that's speculation.
That is ridiculous. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't believe it. I don't buy it. I don't want to buy it at all either.
If you think about it, they've been trying to break up Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown for at least 3 years now.
And they've been really quick, because I don't want to turn this into a whole topic, but just a couple things that I brought up earlier. I posted this whole video on Instagram and everything. This is coming about a week or two after Jason Tatum said that him and Jaylen Brown had a meeting together, and they said they wanted to be here, they wanted to fix things, and they wanted to win here. They wanted to figure it all out. And then the Celtics have now won 10 of their last 14 games. Jaylen Brown has been the vocal leader, and all of a sudden Jaylen Brown wants out. No. No way do I believe any of that, and nor should you. That is fake news. I don't know what that is. That is beyond ridiculous. I want nothing to do with that topic. I don't even want to hear about it. Just to see accounts posting that and buying into it is just, what does Stephen A. Smith say? Blasphemy or blasphemous?
Blasphemy.
Yeah, that I can't stand that rumor. But Ian, Jesus Christ, we shouldn't have brought this up. I'm heated now. Give us some final thoughts. We are closing in on our time. Give us some final thoughts going into Friday, because we can't take this Detroit team lightly. Like I said, they have some talent, and like you said, there's no easy win for the Celtics. There's no really easy win in the league, but especially for the Boston Celtics. So, what needs to happen on Friday night against the Detroit Pistons on the road?
Okay, so I do want to talk about the Celtics Pistons game. I do want to go on a little bit of a tangent before that. Mm-hmm. So, have you ever had in your comment section, remember when we beat the Heat and they didn't have Jimmy Butler and they didn't have PJ Tucker, guys, stuff like that, and we won? Have you ever had people that said, if we had these guys, we would have won? Yeah. And stuff like that. I don't believe that. I believe any team can win any game, no matter who is out there, and no matter what team they're playing against.
Right.
I just had to go on that tangent. I've had to get that off my chest for a long time now. Any
Right.
team can win any game, no matter who they have, no matter any time. That's what I'm basically saying about that. So before I end, that kind of transitions into this game. This potentially could be a trap game for the Celtics. You know, they could come out, they're riding high, they've won 3 in a row, they beat Miami, they beat Charlotte. You could come out flat against a Pistons team. Didn't they sweep us last year? I think they swept us last year. Oh wait, no, they won like 3 of 4.
Did they?
Yeah, they
I
won
don't
3
know.
of 4.
I don't know.
The only game they won against the Pistons was Jason Tatum hit a game winner early in the year over Blake Griffin. And Blake Griffin
I wouldn't be surprised. Celtics sucked last year badly.
True, all the losses kind of blended together after a while. Anyway, this potentially could be a trap game. Celtics need to stay focused, keep their head down. You could potentially be 5 or 6 games over 500 coming back home to play the Nuggets.
Right.
Just stay focused, execute the game plan they've been executing, and just continue doing what you're doing because you're not doing anything wrong at the moment. Maybe turn the ball over less, but just continue what you're doing. Don't get too high. Don't get too low. See you in the weight room.
Yes. All right, guys. That's going to do it. We'll be back here Friday night. Whatever you guys are doing Friday night, we'll be back here for a Celtics postgame live, hopefully talking about the same thing, a Celtics win. Celtics, Pistons, 7 p.m. on Friday at Little Caesars Arena. I'm Justin. That's Ian. Take care, guys. We'll see you Friday to end our week.